Cornerstone Connect Live 2023, in association with the Economic Times ETHRWorld, travelled from London and Paris to Mumbai and welcomed an elite gathering of leading HR, talent and learning practitioners, where the spotlight was put on reimagining our work environment to inspire growth, productivity and success for all. In this episode, we will discover what's around the corner for talent leaders to unleash limitless workforce potential. With the rapid pace of business change, greater pressure to perform, new hybrid work models, and ever-increasing skill shortage, talent leaders are fast putting new priorities into action to meet the heightened expectations of their businesses.
It's my absolute privilege to welcome the person leading Cornerstone through its next stage of limitless growth and potential, Cornerstone CEO Himanshu Palsale.
Our mission statement is to empower people around the world to be extraordinary. So let's try and understand a little bit about what gets us so excited. Nothing really changes till someone learns something new. Could be a new language, could be a new skill, could be a new art, could be a new technique, could be a new gig, could be a new project. So learning then, in the midst of this digital revolution that we're in the middle of, becomes essential. Learning is a journey, it is a catalyst, and it is essentially the force behind all change. All innovation that happens today happens as a result of someone learning something new. And that learning platform, that ability to sort of unleash that potential within your employees is what gets us excited. At the end of the day, if you believe that we are the force that unleashed potential within your organization, that would be success for us. This slide is obviously a brag slide, but it's also a slide of great humility. When we say we have 7,000 customers around the world, when we have 100 million users who use our product, every 3 seconds, a course of Cornerstone gets taken in some corner of the world, I tell my team that that's 1% of the planet taking a course every 3 seconds. That creates a level of accountability in that extraordinariness where we know that we cannot falter. We cannot. Imagine giving you the ability to see around the corner. Imagine you going in to meet your CEO or your CHRO and being able to predict what attrition rates are going to look like in the next 3 to 4 months, where you should be hiring and how you should be hiring. Imagine taking all these concepts that our wonderful analysts build for us, from LXP to LMS to TXP to TMS to ATS, these are all real words, and imagine being able to integrate them to create something that's meaningful, because that is the value you really want out of the software you use. And then this is my ultimate brag slide. This is the 2023 Fosway 9-grid report on all the players in the talent space. And people often talk about, the household names, Oracle, Workday, SAP. And look, these companies fight just as hard as we do, and they do what they do well. Clearly, what is being appreciated in the industry now is a thing in itself. With this whole digital revolution, you will miss the boat if you don't do something in the next few months, because if you don't, someone else will. If you as people leaders don't empower your people, either your business unit leaders will, your general managers will, or there'll be another company who will do that.
As we look into the future, let us hear from industry leaders about the challenges, opportunities, and priorities in the realm of people and work as we seek solutions today to be prepared for tomorrow.
One that comes to my mind very distinctly is the fact that skills are changing and changing rather fast, and how as an organization you bring in learning agility in the organization and take people through learning journeys so that you're building market differentiating capabilities consistently.
Look, the talent landscape is changing completely. You have moonlighting at one end, you have gig workers on the other end, you have contract on the other end. So the entire marketplace is very different. And I know with what you guys have brought forth in terms of Cornerstone, I think it's about agility. It's trying to understand what's the requirement of the particular industry.
Rediscover your processes and policies, keeping the employee in the center. That's the future of workplace that I am seeing.
What I think is going to be absolutely critical in the years to come, or in the times that we live in, is the ability to build learning agility in our teams. Because the shift really needs to happen from focusing on at a point in time or episodic learning to creating a framework for continuous learning, because the world is evolving at such a rapid pace.
There are a number of challenges that I see, but equally every challenge is an opportunity for us. One, the limited time that every learner has in terms of the investment they make in learning within an organization. Their motivation to learn within the organization itself is questionable. Can we ignite the curiosity that every learner should have and the everyday habits of a learner within every organization? Because we know that the pace of change is so dramatic, so radical, and for every employee to keep pace with that pace of change, we must give them the opportunity and the environment to upskill and reskill.
While billions of dollars are being invested in new cloud-based human capital management systems, research shows that the HR technology environment is far more complex and chaotic than it was before. Though organizations are looking for a single system of record and intelligence for their employees, they are finding it difficult to find one system that addresses all of their requirements. Let's hear from Karthik Suri, Chief Product Officer at Cornerstone, on how the Talent Experience platform will help you unify and scale a next-generation learning platform for your business while delivering next-level experiences for your people.
When I think about my own career over the last 2 decades, across various industries, looking through transformation across each of these industries, one thing is crystal clear. When human potential is unleashed and when advancements in technology is responsibly applied, the world is a better place. Let's get started. Himanshu introduced you to the Talent Experience platform, where best-in-class learning and talent management tools meets and gets married to holistic, engaging, personalized people growth experiences. Both of them interconnected by an AI-powered tech fabric that has AI-powered skills, context-aware content, both of them fed through and enhanced through a people intelligence data layer, smart profiles that inform how AI-powered skills work and how context-aware content work, all built on an open ecosystem such that we can share the road with others in the industry and integrate seamlessly. All of this to deliver outcomes for you, our customers, be those in terms of retention, be those in terms of engagement, be those in terms of productivity, or most importantly, adaptability to change. That is the Cornerstone Talent Experience platform.
Let us hear from Yashwant Mahadik, CHRO at Lupin, about his thoughts on one unified platform and the future of work.
I was the Global Chief Learning and Talent Officer for Philips. The biggest issue used to be, so when we were building the Philips University, we did an as-is analysis and we found that there are 21 learning management systems operating in Philips globally. So I'm so pleased and glad, and thank you Nishay, because it looks like, so the dream that there should be one learning management system in an organization seems to be coming true, because Cornerstone is buying out all the companies and creating that integrated platform. Let me tell you, most chief learning officers, CHROs are doing less about it because they can't. I had predicted in 2011 that if the technology platforms don't start converging, organizations can never converge them. If they don't start converging, a lot of them will die their own death and only the top 1, 2 will remain. And that's what is happening. Yeah? So this is wonderful.
Rapid digital transformation has disrupted businesses across sectors and has only widened the already existing skill gap globally, and India is no different.
India is a strategic growth market for us.
And we realize there is tremendous opportunity and value in us partnering with academia, with the government. We have several initiatives that are underway with upskilling of people, sort of that underclass within India that is just ripe for being upskilled. And we are working with companies, we are working with private sector. So they say India is a $5 trillion economy, but yet the gap between what employees expect their career paths to be to what is being delivered is still pretty high. Digital transformation has fundamentally disrupted the fabric of learning. And I think with Cornerstone, since we combine companies like EdCast, like SumTotal, and several other products that we bring in, we are in a great position to really partner with the chief learning officers, to partner with the head of L&Ds, and solve this great problem that I think India is going to face, which is there's going to be a lot of demand, there's going to be quality work coming in, and they have a large ecosystem of people that need to be upskilled.
Nobody can ever take away the experience that I have. Nobody can take away the humor that I have, my ability to act, and my ability to use the new in ways that even this new never thought it could be used.
Investing in people is the most valuable investment an organization can make. Let us now hear from Nishay Suri, Managing Director, India at Cornerstone, and the esteemed CXO panel as they share their multifaceted perspectives on the new mandate of creating a comprehensive people growth experience.
Here's some interesting research, and it's maybe from different sources, but I'm trying to make sense of it. Right? 47% of HR leaders do not know where the skill gaps exist. If that isn't bad enough, the ones that actually know where they exist, 40% believe they can't bridge them fast enough. That's the other piece that's happening. Then you come to the ones that know that there is a gap. They say, well, it has widened significantly in the last 2 to 3 years. So that gap has become even wider. If I wear the hat of a learner, 82% of employees world over want to take ownership of learning and development. So put this story together and it's fascinating. And as Buddha said, right, the trouble is you think you have time and you don't. And therefore this urgency to reskill, because every day lost is money lost, in my view. And I say this blatantly every time I engage with any CXO, saying that you're anyway late. The two operational words in my first act are catalyst and transformation. And catalyst is about creating change or creating a reaction. And transformation is dramatic change. So in a sense, what we want to really discuss is how can technology be an enabler for catalyzing this transformation within a business? Because we know that that role has been played and it's played out in different ways. Many organizations are now intentional about driving a transformation strategy that covers structure, culture, process, tools, technology, all of that in their narrative. Having the privilege of having a CTO here, I wanted to actually ask you, Mohit, that as you select a particular technology, be it a CRM system or a learning and talent technology, what are some of the criteria in your view that we should keep in mind?
I think the classic definition earlier used to be looked from the lens of build versus buy. What technology should you buy and what should you build? And maybe even till a few years ago, things which touched the customer was mostly built, and things which were on the back end, like HR systems, finance systems, were buy. And what ended up to be that the buy systems were never designed for experience. They were designed for control, approval, reconciliation, cost allocation, etc., and hence suffered tremendously. In the last 3 years, when employees had to work from anywhere, everywhere, and productivity had to be ramped up, this realization dawned on most companies that the products, irrespective of whether it's inside or outside, customer experience, employee experience, user experience is the first. So to me, functionality, the opportunity of customization, the product evolution, and then the UI UX are the top things we look for.
So that's another piece of research that comes through very strongly, is if you don't have the skills during that period of transformation, the chances are you will actually impede again and take away from the anticipated value realization. Let me go to the CLO on the floor today. So, Karmishta, now wearing the CLO's hat, what's the value realization that you look for when you're looking for a learning and talent platform?
So when we decided to invest, so we said we are going to invest to make a lot of data available to us from two lenses. One is satisfy the business leaders, the CEO and the MD to say what impact are you creating on productivity, on performance. And also the other important need is how are you hyper personalizing the skill development? That how do you really have inputs, output coming to you so that you know we're a large organization of 100,000 people, in which geography, which area, who needs what to perform better.
So, coming to you, Animesh, you reimagined learning, and remember this call 2020. Nischay, I have this vision, make it happen. So that was essentially what he said. And you've reimagined learning ever since. So tell us a little bit about everything that's happened since then.
Before I go there, I wanted to actually pick up on one important point that you made, and which is in terms of why do people want to learn. And our experience, and at least my experience, have been that people actually don't want to learn. So the way we've gone about it is actually stems from this insight. And you mentioned all of those four pieces that actually enable the shift. And so we've done very well. I mean, we've beaten global and EMEA benchmarks in EdCast and on learning adoption, on completion rates, and a whole bunch of metrics that you would typically follow in any AWOD or tech-based platform when you measure customer engagement on the platform, or MAUs, DAUs, etc.
Super. Thank you. So, Abhilash, you have a similar story. And in Jan 2020, the Honorable Minister Piyush Goyal launched the NSC Knowledge Hub. So it's been 3 years. Give us some stats. I mean, what are you most proud of in this 3-year journey of creating financial inclusion and literacy?
So as NSC, we are a financial inclusion or financial access platform. We provide access to investors to create long-term wealth through capital markets. So NSC Academy does that job of first step is basically providing financial education so that you make better financial decisions. And it helps creates the entire value chain for NSC as an institution. We were the first credentializing agency in BFSI sector, more than 2 million certifications issued. This is an internal unit, and 5 years back, the vision was how do we take it to the external world? And that required scalability. And what better an opportunity to scale than through technology?
So how many lives have you been able to touch?
175,000 learners are on the platform right now.
Experts say your business is not about you. It's about your customers. What they want, what they need, how you can make their lives better. Let us now hear from Prateek Mehta, head of Mahindra Leadership University, on how Cornerstone has helped Mahindra Group in reimagining learning.
I'm going to talk to you about 3 things. One is what has been the performance of our LXP and why are we here today therefore. The second is what was our vision when we actually started to decide that we need a platform of this nature, right? And finally, what was the solution which we actually implemented? Obviously, Cornerstone. And then the third thing which I wanted to talk to you was what were some of our learnings during this entire journey, and finally, impact in terms of numbers. So we identified 7 different must-haves or non-negotiables. The first and the most important was autonomy along with governance. The second thing which we said was, how can we make it scalable at a single click? And then the third thing which was really important for us was, can we magically have both cost effectiveness as well as seamless support, right? It eventually landed up with us opting for the Cornerstone EdCast platform. But how did we really set this one up? So our platform is available across multiple devices, right? You can log on from your phone, you can log on from your tablet, laptop, whatever works best for you. And there is a seamless user experience where you can access all the content across all of our repositories, content partners, everywhere at a single click. We have a number of content partnerships as well. We've enabled learning in the flow of work as well out here, right? So it's a very, very powerful platform in that sense. We've been able to achieve a lot out of it. The last thing I want to leave you with is the impact which we've been able to create in terms of numbers. 18,000 plus users are already on board, 80% adoption rate. 1.2 lakh courses already completed, 71% course completion rate, 2.5 times more searches than the market average, and 20 percentage points more in terms of NPS vis-a-vis any conglomerate in the region. That's what we've been able to achieve.
Finally, it's time for some motivation. Let's hear from Ashish Vidyarthi, actor par excellence and co-founder of Avid Minor, on what is his vintage.
Dear friends, I stand here in front of you inviting you to really take this on. Doesn't matter when we were born, my friend. None of us is a fossil till we die. So how about not distancing ourselves with things which are new and afresh? How about really allowing people to say, like I say at this moment, that updated is my jig. My jig is updated, my friend. It's not dated, it's updated. Let the world change you, and then you can change the world. That's my game, my friend. Because I have got a lot to do, just like each one of you here. I see the spunk and the fire in you. I just want you to consider, as you let the world change you. That is what learning is all about.
We believe this is just the beginning of a new era for people growth at work, and Cornerstone is committed to helping organizations achieve this at scale. Together, we can build a future-ready workforce and drive growth and success for our businesses. Hope you enjoyed watching this episode as much as our delegates did being part of Cornerstone Connect Live.